Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Legal Tech Hub product briefing. I'm Stephanie Wilkins. I'm the Director of Content here at Legal Tech Hub. And today we're here to talk about Precedent. We're joined with two people. We have Matt Slocum and Cevin Doppmann, and I will let each of you introduce yourselves.
Sure. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm Matt Slocum. I'm Chief Product Officer here at Precedent. Joined Precedent in March of 23. Prior to that, spent 15 years at Geico Insurance in a variety of engineering, claims, and product management roles.
Good to be with you today, Stephanie. My name's Cevin Doppmann, Head of Sales Engineer here at Precedent. I'm basically the voice of the product, pre-sale and post-sale, and I will be giving a demo today of Precedent Domain Composer.
Great. So before we jump into that demo, if maybe you, Matt, if you could give us a little bit of a background of how Precedent came to be, why the problem it was created to solve, and then we will dive more into Domain Composer.
Precedent was originally founded in late 22 by Grant Little, Derek Stuckey, and Logan Chittenden, really focused on the ability to extract information out of demand packages. It originally focused on building that technology to identify the demand packages for insurance carriers. I came on board right after that, and over the first 6 months or so, we were working with most of the top 10 insurance companies, and amazing traction, except all the companies really decided to try to build that tech in-house. And so quickly in late 23, we pivoted to really focus on taking that same core technology. How do you get really great structured data out of medical records and bills and apply that to the plaintiff attorney side? And so in early 24, and we launched the ability to quality check demand packages and to deliver demand packages to insurance companies, always keeping that linkage, and how do we expedite that process for both sides, ultimately with the goal of helping clients resolve their claims faster. And then in late 24, we extended that and allowed our firms to actually upload medical bills and records and use AI to generate high quality demand packages that insurance companies can process quickly. And so, we launched the current product that we're talking about today just about a year ago.
Great. And so Domain Composer is that product, and we're going to jump into a demo. Is there anything you'd like to queue up about the product before we jump in?
Sure. So what you'll see is the process of how easy it is to take just all of the supporting documents that a case manager or attorney may want to put into a demand package, to load that into the platform, and ultimately leverage AI and to get that demand package into that format that insurance companies will evaluate quicker and maximize settlement value through high quality demand package. And then what you'll see, and we'll talk through, is then the process to take that through the workflow and submit it digitally to insurance company through our platform.
Then without further ado, I'll invite Cevin, if you want to share your screen and get us started on the demo.
All right, great. So as Matt said, one of our goals is really to make our customers at personal injury law firms more efficient, but we want to make it really easy for them as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a demand letter using the Precedent Domain Composer software. So that's what we're looking at right now when you get logged in. Each of these is actually a demand letter itself. And to create a demand letter within Domain Composer, it's very simple. I click on Compose Demand. In this case, I'm going to select a single client demand to make it simple for the demo. And then we bring up a form where you can fill out a bunch of information about the case itself. Basically, you fill out a bunch of field based around the case. Once you fill out all of that information, you upload all of the files for the case, like the police report, the medical records, the medical bills, maybe any pictures you might have. And then you click Submit for AI processing. Now, once you submit all of those documents, those actually get uploaded to Precedent. So the Precedent AI can go scan all of those documents and pull out all of that rich information. And that process takes a little bit of time, anywhere from 2 to 12 hours to process. Once it's done, you actually get emailed back letting you know that it's done, and you can go back into the document to really put that demand letter together. Great. So I'm going to go into one that is ready. And what you'll notice first is some of the information that you filled out in that form, the details, the insurance information, information about the policy and the case team. But what you'll also notice is some case intelligence. So you'll notice things like, from a visual perspective, were there any bills uploaded before the date of the incident? If there were, we're going to let you know. Did you upload all of your bills? If you didn't, we'll let you know we're not confident that you are, and we'll give you some insight into which providers and what pages actually had medical records, but we didn't see any bills for. Well, yeah, we'll also show you sort of your client's treatment continuity based on the bills you've uploaded. So did they treat regularly over the course of the period that they were treating? We'll show you what your demand velocity is. So basically, when was the last time your client treated versus where are you at currently with this demand letter? And then early treatment severity based on the bills you've uploaded. So indicates how injured your client might have been. Did they go to the emergency room? Were there a lot of bills early on for a lot of money? So we give you that quick visual representation initially. And then we also will take all of the billing documents that you've uploaded and we will organize them by facility. We'll total those charges for each facility, and then we'll show you the first treatment date, the last treatment date, and the number of visits for each facility. And we'll put this into the demand letter itself. And that is really helpful for the adjuster to have that information in a table format there. We also will give you a visual representation of your client's treatment. And this is really helpful for a number of reasons. One, you can see the date of incident was here, and I have a little gap here. Now, it could be entirely possible that my client wasn't injured that bad, and so they didn't have to go to the emergency room, and it took a week or two to actually get seen by a physician, or it could have meant that maybe I forgot to upload the emergency room bills, right? And later on, I see a big gap here too, and it could just be that on my last treatment date here, I went to go see a new type of physician, and the appointment date was a little ways out, but it could also mean that maybe I missed a bill that I could have uploaded there. So we give that nice visual representation of how your client treated. And then as I scroll lower, you can see the demand letter here on the right side. Okay. And so we have a cover letter. After the cover letter, we'll show a table of contents. And this is basically, we can turn the documents that you uploaded into exhibits with links to pages. The links to pages are really useful for the adjuster to get in and do their work and get through the case a lot quicker. We have a table of contents. We'll show a statement of liability, the injury summary of the client themselves. If there were MRIs, we'll pull those out, bullet them, and give you links to the pages within the letter. And then we table the ICD-10 codes. And again, this is another huge value add for the adjuster to get through this case a lot quicker. So each diagnosis code with the description and the link to the pages there. And then here's the provider table that I showed you earlier. And then we can add sections like non-economic damages, and then finally the settlement for demand. Now we have a default structure that we go by that we would consider best practices that we've put together with our huge adjuster expertise and insurance background, but we also do allow for customization here. So as we work with law firms, they have preferences around what their format looks like. And a lot of times we'll take those preferences and we'll put them into the structure of our format here. And so we can incorporate that. And then we'll just include our best practices like the ICD-10 table, the MRI findings, the table of contents, et cetera. And so they'll get the best of both worlds there. Now, this letter is fully filled out, including the injuries narrative, but it's really, really easy to go make that injuries narrative come to light. So I have it already filled out for demo purposes, but I think it might be fun just to remove it and just show you that I can just go click in and click compose. And then this whole narrative will get written leveraging all of the medical records, all of the billing records by AI. And not only will it write it, but it will format it and put it into a nice little paragraph there. And then what I like to say is like, you end up with a really nice rough draft. Okay. So what I've showed you so far, I didn't necessarily need a law degree to do, right? So any assistant, any case manager anybody really can get this far. And a lot of our clients will leverage their assistant to write the case up to this point, and then they'll send it to the attorney. And at that point, the attorney is really getting a really nice rough draft of a demand letter that then all they need to do is go check the narrative, maybe add some of their je ne sais quoi, if you will, what they've learned as a lawyer into the narrative, and then they can send that off to the carrier. And so we also provide all of the references and links to the page numbers. And so if, as I'm checking this narrative to see if it's accurate or if there's anything that I want to adjust, I could actually go click on a page and we'll pull it up there on the right side so I can read it and see if there's anything here that I want to add. We'll also show you the view summary of these pages, what got synthesized from the AI that we're leveraging to pull out into that narrative.
That's great. That was great to see it do that in real time.
And then, so if I was a case manager, I would go ahead and send this for approval. And then that would send it to the attorney. The attorney would get emailed saying you have a demand letter within Precedent that you can go approve. They have access to all of the same information and all of the tools. And then they can forward it and they can say, okay, I approve it. Let's send it to the carrier. Then that alerts us to know, okay, this demand has been approved by the law firm, by the attorney, and now we can go deliver it to the carrier. And we will deliver it on behalf of the law firm. And the value there is, one, it takes extra task off their plate. But two, after we deliver it to the carrier, we'll follow up with the carrier a day or two later to make sure that they've acknowledged the receipt of the letter and that they're actually working on it. And so this is one of that flow, along with the best practices that we're putting within the demand letter itself, really lends itself to getting them to a settlement offer a lot quicker. And then one more thing I want to highlight is that's the demand letter itself. And you can see we make it really easy to kick that off, but we also offer further analysis of the case. So it's not just the letter that we're putting together. In the letter with the narrative, we're putting that together, putting their client's best foot forward to receive the biggest benefit from the carrier. And so that's a specific point of view, but we also offer the firm a more holistic view of really what's going on with this case using our case intelligence analysis cards. And so if I can go click on case strengths and weaknesses and pull up what the AI is pulling out in terms of what are the strengths of this case, clear liability, objective medical procedures, specialist care. What are the weaknesses that I might expect the adjuster to point into? And we offer that as part of our package as well. Things like, what will the adjuster say? What are my negotiation quick notes? How can I pull out a quick medical summary? So all of these are available within our product as well. And then last but not least, our ability to view the metric as it relates to all of the demands that the law firm is writing through Precedent itself. So which of my attorneys are writing all of the demands? Who has demands that are outstanding that still need to be completed? There's quite a bit of rich analytics in here that we offer as part of our package as well.
No, it's really good. I like that. Well, yeah, thanks for showing us. I mean, that was a really great demo. For everyone watching at home, we will put a URL at the bottom of the screen so you can figure out how to find out more about Precedent in general or about Demand Composer specifically, or reach out to Matt or Kevin or their teams with any questions you might have. Thank you again, both of you, for joining me today and giving us the demo and giving us some background of the company and the product.
Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thanks. And to everyone out there, just have a great day.